Hey up everyone, welcome back. Well, today we're going to start on our Yamaha engined Norton Commando. This is going to be a bit like the 300cc conversion. It'll either work or it won't work, but I think all things being equal, the engine will fit. We'll be able to get a chain line rather than the shaft drive, and should work out pretty well. One thing, as I've been looking at bits and pieces, I can't make up my mind, because as you saw, I'm going to use a pair of Kawasaki forks, which I couldn't remember what they came from, but a little bit of research, looking at photographs and what have you, they're off an 81 to 83 KZ 1100, or a KZ as it is here. So here's a question for you. We're going to build a cafe racer, and you saw the tank I've got, and I'm going to put a humped saddle on and possibly even clip-ons and go the whole hog, rear set footrests and everything. Which do you think would look better? Cast alloy wheels or spoked wheels? I was thinking of spoked wheels because it was a Commando, but you know, painted up, we're trying to make this some sort of flash looking machine. So give it some thought and let me know what you think. Because I haven't bought wheels yet, you know, I mean I haven't even got the engine in the frame yet, but when we get towards that, I'm going to decide whether I want wire wheels or the cast wheels. KZ 650 wheels, I think they are. They do a very nice, there's only about 5 spokes, sort of long thin spokes. It looks like quite a nice wheel, but anyway, a bit like the John Player Norton wheels it would look. So give it some thought. Alright, now let's get started and I will show you something. Now, I went down and collected this yesterday. Strange how your mind works, isn't it? I was driving back from the depot where I collected it, because it was a lot cheaper just to collect it at the depot than have them do the little local part of the delivery. And I'm trying to think how I'm going to get this off the pickup and into the workshop. And I'm thinking of all sorts of things using the bike ramp I have, which is a big wide one. And it suddenly struck me, you dimwit, you bought yourself a tractor for doing the snow and stuff. So I was just picked it up with a tractor bucket and brought it straight in here. It was great. Saved me getting a hernia. Alright, so let's get this unpacked. I need a new blade in this, don't I? Hey. So there we go. Now what I bought was a for spares or repair engine, because as I said, I don't know whether this is going to work, and I didn't want to get myself a really nice engine and then be stuck with it because nobody wanted an excess 750 engine. So there you see the shaft drive, so we're going to change that in here, and I've been looking at the parts book. I'll not give away any secrets, but we might have looked out on this. What I'm also going to do now is sort of eviscerate this engine. This weighs about, I don't know, 130 pounds, something like that. So I can't be humping this in and out of the frame to get things lined up and so on. So what I'm going to do is open it up and take the crank out and the clutch and all the gear internals and everything like that, and then put it back together so it's basically just the aluminium shell. And then it'll be a lot easier to move around as we get things set up. So let me get some tools and we'll just do a quick video of me taking this off here. I'm just thinking I probably should have put a plastic sheet under this, because what do you want to bet it's got oil in it? But we'll there's the oil fill up. Let's see what we've got here. A little bit maybe. Could have looked out again. Alright, let's see, let me get some tools and we'll start on this. Right, let's get started. What I'm probably going to do, because this might get to be a bit boring, is just speed up the video. Now all I'm going to do here is take this top off so I can get at the cam chain, so that when I turn it upside down to take the bottom off, because of course this is very nicely horizontally split, so we can get everything out the bottom. So I need to be able to take the cam chain off. I had an 850 of these a long time ago. I can't quite remember how everything works. Let's see. I guess we'll take the camshafts out. Seems to me to be the easiest thing to do. Oh, and I'll tell you what I'll do, seeing as somebody mentioned it. I'll use my pneumatic, what's it? Oh, it's about 10mm. Whoa, small still. No, it was just that it was an 11mm one that was in the 10mm slot. Right. Of course, as I mentioned, if you read the comments when somebody mentioned this, they're bloody noisy, that's why I don't like using them. See what I mean? Oh, screw that. I don't know why I bought the damn thing. Now let's get ourselves little boxes. Now what I should probably do here is slacken off the cam chain tensioner. You know, this is going to take far too long, so let me just do the bulk of it and bring you back at the salient points. Now I take the camshafts out and put the cover back on, and I fiddled on for ages. Couldn't get the camshafts out off the chain, couldn't get the sprockets off the end of the camshaft, so eventually I broke down and looked in the manual and you actually have to split the chain. So did that, got all them out. I've taken the alternator off, the rotor off this taper, and it was one of those, because it hasn't been off for a long time I guess. Put pressure on and nothing happened, and I was just tapping it very gently. And when you're doing that, I maybe should have showed you, but you don't tap it on the sides. You put the pressure on and then you tap it on the front, or even actually on the end of the puller, and then it just goes bang and off it comes. So now we're ready to take this cover off, so I thought I'd come back to you. I've got a little pan in case there's any oil. I love this here, it actually has cast into it Kickstarter. I don't know what sort of people they think are going to work on these. There we go. Now I might be able to get this thing off. Find a cloth, there it is. Aha! That, I take it is an oil pressure gauge by the looks of it. So we'll just take that little wire off there. Alright, and now we can take this out of the way. Actually, I've got to look into this because it's not like your good old Lucas alternators. Let me show you this. You can see we've got our coils around, but also this centerpiece is wound with copper. And the rotor which goes on there, as you can see, is hollow, and it actually fits around that center core inside this core, and it's not magnetic. So I guess it's one of these alternators that's got to be fed some current to energise it and what have you. Anyway, we're not going to worry about that at the moment. What we're going to do now is take this clutch off. Look at this, support bearing and all sorts of things. Makes the old beezers look a bit sick, doesn't it? And what do they call these chains? High-vol, something like that? Show you that when we get it off. Alright, so we'll take this part off, and then I'll move over the other side and take off whatever's on the other side, and I'll show you that. So let me, let me show you this. Why not? Something interesting might turn up. That's too big, Michael. How about that? That's too big as well. There we go. I do like T-handled Allen keys. Very nice. Whoop. What's that? Oh, a dowel. Don't worry folks, it's only a dowel. Now then, we've got a couple of C-clips. Oh no, will you look at that? This taper is actually part of that sprocket. Well, I say part of it, it's all one piece that's been turned. Ingenious. What have we got? An outside one. I'll get myself another little blue box. Yes, some more up there. For all the clutch bits. And that bit comes off. And there's a thrust washer. And then that comes off. God, this is so interesting. I've never had one of these apart. The clutch is sort of backwards, as you'll see. The clutch cage. Let me turn you off a second because I've got to look up how to get this thing off. It's not very obvious, so I'll be back in a minute. Right, now apparently what you do with this is this part is a shock absorber, crush drive sort of thing. This comes out and then that gives you enough room to be able to take that off. I'm feeling this must almost be some part of the crankcase, crankshaft. But of course it's got this enormous C-clip on it. I mean my C-clips pliers won't go anywhere near to opening that. So we're going to have to resort to the old thing of a couple of modified bits. This might spring off and kill me, so oh no, God. This job might have to go into abeyance, as they say, until I can borrow, beg, steal, and if all else fails, buy. No, I don't think so. A big pair of circular pliers. So I'm going to turn you off yet again so I can turn this round and we'll see if we can do some on the other side. Right, here we are on the left hand side. About the only thing this engine was missing, apart from the carburetors, was the ignition bit here. So I should imagine that that was the most valuable part because he had a few of these engines. So that was probably stripped off. So we can get this. Right. That which goes in there, so we'll put that in there so we know. There's our cam chain. The cam tensioner. And we do have some oil. Well, it's nowhere near as bad as it could have been. Okay. Right. So that's that side. And there's our horizontal joint. So all this, I guess, is going to come out when we turn it the other way up. We'll stuff that in there and it can be soaking up oil. Right, let's see what's around this side. Oh, take your specs off, Michael, and you'll be able to see. Okay. This is what's termed the mid gearbox. And it's got the shaft in it. Oh! Guess we're going to have to get the ordinary Allen key on that. One. Size is that? 6mm. 7mm, of course. 6. Oh. We've got oil still in this middle gearbox. Actually, it looks as if there's thread sealer on this. Or is it just... no, I think it's just white aluminium corrosion. You hear the rain again. Tap. Alright, leave that little tray again. What do I do with that? Just in case. Whoa! Work like that to get that off. See an edge I can get to on that. part of the face. There we go. I think what we'll do is, this gearbox comes off in one. That's what that really long stud was for. So I'm going to take the gearbox off and then we'll look at that. But again, we'll take you out of this while I do that. That's got all the case screws out and the ones out of this. Now I notice here there's a joint, as if there's a sort of spacing plate there. See if we can find another. Yep. Now for those of you watching, I'm not touching the joint face. What I'm always doing is looking to see if there's anywhere in the casting that sticks out past it. You can just get behind it. And even then, I mean, you don't bray on it because you might break it off. But if you can find something that isn't part of the joint, look, the whole thing seems to be moving there. So I don't know if this will come off. No, I guess it just wants to come off as a complete rats. Put it there but didn't put it far enough underneath. Would you credit it? See if we can stop that from going down onto the floor. That's a bit of a bugger, isn't it? Still, real life. So there you go. There's our little shaft drive gearbox off. Little screw in there, wonder where that belongs. Yeah, we're dripping through people. Mind you, well, you've got plenty of stains on this floor. But we'll try our best. So I think we're now completely at the stage where we can split the cases and take the crank and everything else out in one. I'll mop up and I'll check the book and then we will do that. There.